If it's on your 2026 bucket list to grow your own food in your own backyard this year, here are 5 things that I would do to get started today. It's going to sound very cliche, but it's going to be the most important part of this whole process. You have to know your zone. Knowing your grow zone is very important because it helps you to understand what plants can even grow in the area that you live in. So if you don't know what zone you live in, go to the USDA website, type in your zip code, or you can even look up what zone do I live in and type in your zip code, and it'll tell you exactly what your grow zone is. And once you know your grow zone, you're pretty much good to go because you know what plants are easily tolerable in your zone. You know when you'll be able to plant certain things that you want to put in your garden, and it's just a great baseline for all of your gardening knowledge if you know your zone. The next really important step is to track your sun. Tracking the sun does not have to be complicated or convoluted. You quite simply go outside in the area that you're trying to grow in throughout the day. Maybe let's say at 9 o'clock, and then again at 11 o'clock, and then again at 1 o'clock, and then again at 3 o'clock, and then again at 5 o'clock. And then just go out and take note of where the sun is positioned in your garden. Be mindful, of course, that seasons change. So there are going to be times in which the sun is in your garden a lot longer than others. But to get a nice baseline of when and where the sun is in your garden, I think it's a great first step. It's really important to know where the sun lies in your garden at any given time of your day. So that way you know where to plant the things that you actually want to grow outside. Know your zone, track your sun. Once we know what zone we're in, we know where our sun's going to be at throughout the day, we can get started on the fun stuff, which brings us to number 3, to gather your supplies. A lot of the big box stores like your Lowe's, your Home Depots, they're starting to put out their spring seeds, and I'm here for it. So take your butts out there, haul ass over to the big box stores, and get yourself some seeds. You can also get them online, you can get them on TikTok Shop, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them at the $1.25 Plus store. And if you don't know what to plant, just think about what you typically eat. What does your family typically consume on any given week or on any given day? What produce do you usually eat on any given day? Start there, and I guarantee you'll start spiraling very soon. Continuing with number 3, you want to make sure that you also have your seeds, your soil. And for this, let's keep it simple, stupid, okay? We're just going to get a simple seed starting mix, and we're going to add a little bit of perlite. We're going to add a little bit of vermiculite. If you want to do an indoor potting mix, you can use that as well. Again, keep it simple. If you plant them in the cells the right way, they're going to want to grow. Trust. Seeds, soil, and now we're gonna need containers. And let's also keep this very simple. You can garden in pretty much anything that you can poke holes in can become a container. Egg cartons, yogurt containers, old milk jugs, old solo cups. Literally think of anything that can hold anything, poke a hole in it, and now you have a seed starting container. So we know our zone, we know where our sun is in our garden, and we know what we're going to plant. We have all our supplies. Now what do? We want to make a plan. Take your seed packet. So for example, I just have lemon basil here. When you know your grow zone, guaranteed they're going to tell you your first and your last frost date. On your seed packets, they'll tell you when to either start indoors or when to direct sow it. In this example, this is lemon basil. It says to start indoors 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. So now that I know that my grow zone is in zone 7, I know my last frost is coming up on a certain date. I know now when I can plant my lemon basil, so that way I can have it out in time for the season. That's the easiest way to do it. Read your seed packet. It has a wealth of information on it, and it'll tell you when to plant it. Once you have an idea of when to plant it, you can really come up with a nice planting calendar so you know when to plant what. And also, now that you know what sun is in your backyard, you know where to plant it. So that is number 4. Create your plan. And step number 5 might be very simple, but also might be one of the most important things. Get to planting. Okay? Get to planting. Do it even though you don't know what you're doing. Do it scared, do it nervous, do it anyway. The biggest advice that I have for people who are starting to garden is to just do it. You'll learn a lot just by putting your hands in the dirt and doing it yourself. You'll learn about how to sow things, what little tips and tricks might work better for you, different ways to sow different seeds, and you'll learn all of those things along the way. But you have to put the work in, you have to do the experience, you have to get it. And I can tell you until I'm blue in the face, but you have to do the work. And I hope this gave you some confidence to go out there and get your garden started for this 2026 year, because we not only do y'all need to touch a little bit of grass, but y'all also need to unbig that back. See y'all next time.